What about you? Like when I went to a shelter, there were certain requirements and things that had to be done. How do you feel like those worked for you and maybe worked against you as well?
Thing that they did was for our safety and for, structure of the shelter and certain programs that I had to do was like making sure that I kept up on my goals because when they came in there, they wanted you to be able to be self-sufficient. They wanted you to be able to make it out with your children and to have an after care of where you were able to go into an apartment and find a job, which I was actually grateful to be chosen because it was something that you had to be chosen to live in one of their apartments and they paid for you. One of the things that happened during this time is there was a miscommunication between the organization and the housing community in our county, where they were somehow, again, and I don't know the implications of it or what happened. They were telling them that if these women live in your apartment for a while and they complete it and they pay their rent and they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, then we will house them after that time. That didn't happen. I was working full time at a daycare. I could bring my children. I actually had to walk 20 minutes from the apartment at 6 a.m. for 2 years with my children who were small at the time to take them to daycare so that they could get on the bus and go to school. And then they come back from school to the daycare. And I'd work until
Wow.
5 and we'd
Yeah.
walk home and I was doing all this and I was paying, what I needed to do. I was doing the classes within the shelter to keep up in the counseling and kind of said, you're homeless. We can't
Mm.
help you anymore. And that actually led me to moving a state away to live with my abuser's parents because my family members were not willing to take me. And I had no other options.
Wow.
And it's very disheartening when you work up and live uncomfortable because, again, anybody will admit shelters are blessings, but they're not comfortable. They're not comfortable, especially when you have small children. And I lived there for months and did what I was supposed to do by them, everything that was asked. We